This is Community City, where I build a house for every one of my subscribers. Since last episode building this castle here overlooking the entire city, I gained around 400. So today we can develop a brand new neighborhood. But first, of course, you are the mayor here. This is the top comment of last episode. Let's build a forest house for Karm as he wishes. Oh, there's already someone walking here. Look at that. I think over here we have a beautiful place. Let's just get it in right here. Let's try it with a waterfront housing. You might get a pool. Just see what develops here. And we can immediately rename it to Karm. This is your house now. We'll check back later how it develops and how it looks. Now back to this episode. I think this area that we have right here is ripe for some construction. It's very close to the castle we built last episode. There's already some newer developments right here. So why not build a very cozy place right here at this kind of fjord area. Let's first look at the topography here. There is some hill that we need to circumvent. How about we just use gravel roads for this and then just build out some sort of natural layout all the way around the mountain and then hooking up here at this intersection that we already have established. Here it goes out to the rural area. I'm actually immediately buying another tile to have a bit more space for the expansion. I'll continue out this gravel road along the coastline. It's for sure really beautiful here, but if you get a house here, it takes a long while to get to the city, or at least a bit of a drive. And then the main city route just stays on top here on this flat. So there is kind of separation with this hill and not much connectivity between these two. The main part of the village downtown will be here, where we have this kind of flatter area. Let's try to develop that. And I guess from there we can have some footpaths that connect up to the main city. I guess this looks quite good. And one on this other side as well. Now let's get in some housing. First, let's start with some lower density along the path to get here. Then I imagine I just added this road. Here there are some cul-de-sacs with some houses on them. And I'm gonna be adding houses here on the other side. Kind of a bit irregular. And they all have amazing view of the sea and some islands out there. That's pretty nice. And next we have this area here in the center for a bit of higher density. Though higher density here doesn't mean that much, just a bit of commercial. I guess there could be a small mixed-use housing as well, and then a bit more commercial, maybe a few row houses, and that's it. And then at the back of it, just a bunch more low-density housing, filling it all up, and a few more paths here for better interconnectivity. And then this in the middle is already kind of like a park. So since we have that, let's add a gazebo and maybe a small kiosk opposite to it. Why not? And now we can wait for everything to be built up. We can already see our population is growing. We're up to 7,500. Remember, we currently have 7,730 subscribers. So that's how high we can go. And while this is building, let's check back up with the forest house that we built. It's right over here. It's almost like a small villa. It looks really, really great. It's Karam living here. He has a nice backyard, a nice front yard, and a really great location. Good choice of place. Where would you like to have your house? Let me know in the comments and we can make that happen as well. Remember, you are the mayor in the city. So whatever the top comment is, we will do in this city. With that, our current neighborhood that we're building is also developing strong. I'm gonna add a tiny bit more of low density housing. And then we're already getting very, very close to the limits that we have for this video. But there's still lots of things to do here in terms of decoration and design. So let's take this main street here. We don't want people walking off here to the cliffs. So let's just take some bushes in a small distance. Oh, and we can see all the people here walking, going to the shops. That's really, really great. And now let's build out something like a fence just with bushes. Oh, and there's a gas station here. That looks interesting, but it's a pretty good location. I'm not sure yet how good these higher buildings fit here, but I guess that's the style of it now. If you really want them gone, you would have to write that in the comments, and then of course we can change that. But for now I am keeping them, and I'm just gonna continue decorating this whole city. I really feel like these bushes that we just added are really great. It shows a natural barrier over to the cliffs, but I don't have to plant massive amount of trees so that the view is gone. But I'm going to add a few more trees right here in the middle and between this area of this main street up here, just so there is reduced noise and everything feels a bit more like nature. Oh, and I'm just seeing we're already hitting the limit of how we can build for now. So I'm stopping the time, but we're still not done decorating. Let's build out this, I'm not sure what it is, beverage store that we have right here. We can use the surface tool and extend the surfaces that we have here further out. I'm not sure if I can now build on this, but I'd love for them to have an outside area. So let's just imagine they are serving food outside. They have tons of tables here. That's space for a lot of clients. Then restaurants always have these like gas heaters. Let's add a few of those. And finally, we somehow need to protect all these chairs from the road here. So let's get in some of these garden things, just like that. It is a closed up area, and that's already way better and has a lot of personality. That's great. We can do a similar thing with this building. I'm not sure what it is. Apparently they do electronics. Then maybe this isn't the best building for it, but still we just extend the surfaces to have it connecting a bit cleaner. And I guess an electronics shop could have some trash lying around in the back, and maybe there's still some stuff being built here, so there are rubble piles, and that already gives it so much more detail. I love that. Let's see where else we continue. We have these amazing small homes here. If you want any of them, remember, just write in the comments. Let's add a small park here. I imagine there might be a viewpoint here where people can go and hike to. Let's then also give it some kind of border with some plants, and we can give it some custom extension. Why not build a small graveyard out here with a lot of variety, just like that. Now we need a path for it, of course. Let's just make a custom area, and why not add a stone head? And just like that, we have a pretty amazing viewpoint where people can go. I mean, just imagine hiking up here. This is where you end up. You can take a look. Of course, this tree here isn't ideal, but you still see the mountain, and it's pretty peaceful out here. That's great. Let's add a few more parks since we're at that. Maybe one right here across from this restaurant. And I think that's already pretty much everything I want to do here. I still have this area on the other side of the bay here to the left that I want to detail, so let's do that. I'm gonna start again with some bushes, but this time making it kind of look like an art installation. How about like this? And then I'm just going to add some trees right here, just a bunch of variety, and this area is just getting a bunch of trees. And here we now have a pretty large area where we can do things. I guess let's start with some kind of surface where we have a fake path going through here. I'm just making up whatever feels interesting right now. This is already a really big difference. Now let's start by having an area here as well. I imagine that here there are some shops on it. It's kind of like a restaurant, but a bit more relaxed. So imagine there is like a plaza with like different food stands, but then there are also like benches for people to eat, some smaller tables. Oh, why not even a vending machine on one of these buildings? I don't think there are actually like standing desks, but I'm just gonna do singular tables. And then that is pretty much already the area. It's kind of sad that people in City Skylines who don't use these areas, they only use roads, not custom things you build. But what I still could add here is something to add some shade. And on the other field here, why not have some football, soccer things? And maybe someone here also has a patio, just like that. Then there's kind of a playground with some swings. And in addition, I'm just re-adding a bunch of trees around here. So this is the reworked area. I think it looks pretty good. It's really something quite custom. I love it. It's a custom food stand area that's pretty neat, and there are also lots of customers very close. Then we built this amazing small extension to our town. I still really love the castle ruins we built last video, even with the gardens here, and there's also some graveyards. And finally, that's it for this video. Let me know any other ideas you have for the next one. Write it in the comments, I'll read all of them. Thank you for watching and happy gaming.